Hello, welcome back to my studio. Today I'm going to share some of my favorite pro tips to help you create clean and vibrant color. Stick around because these are a little more unusual and you may not have come across them before. Okay, color mixing is really intimidating, and I must say it took me a long time to get comfortable with mixing color, and now it's become an intuitive process. But I had to battle my way along, and over this time I've learned a few tips and tricks. So I've picked three that are especially important. Except for one, they really cost you nothing, but make a huge improvement in your color mixing very quickly. So let's jump in and have a look at number one. The first one is purchase a color wheel. Now these do cost some money, but I'm going to make up for it with some inexpensive tips coming up. Alright, here's the color wheel that I recommend. This is made by the Color Wheel Company. It's very simple to use, but also very effective. You get the usual color layout of the primary colors and also the complementary colors, and then the in-between. Yellow greens, yellow oranges, red violet. And what I like is that it really does teach you the warm range of colors and the cool range, and also at a glance how to get your complementary colors. And also these cutouts here, as you scroll around, will show you what happens when you add white to the color and add red and yellow orange, and you'll get this warm orange over there as well. Plus there is the basic value scale that can also help you learn a bit more about values, and on the back gives you the various potential color recipes you could try it from: split complementaries, basic complementary, and you just turn the wheel and you can see red and green complementary. A split complementary here would be yellow, green, blue, green and red. This is a little more advanced as you get into color mixing, but you'll have it on hand and you'll become aware of these colors a lot quicker. Number two is the fun part of learning how to paint color, and it's basically different kinds of ways to spot color. Let's have a closer look to show you what I mean. So what is color spotting? Well, color spotting is simply a way to figure out what a particular color is at a particular point on your subject. If you're working from a photograph, you want to be able to isolate a particular color and make sure you're getting it correct. A quick way to do it is here. This is on a ruler, and they usually have a hole over there, or you can even drill a hole and place that over the spot you want to try and pick out and not be distracted. And I've got that sort of bluish shadow color. Right, that's a little more fiddly. Some artists use the hole on the painting knife, and you can hold it up and close one eye and just squint at a particular point. That's particularly useful maybe for outdoor painting rather than in the studio. But there's another interesting way you can create a color spotter, and get a piece of good paper or card like this and just cut out a little square. So now you've got a little square like that, which you can place on your photograph. You can even place it over your monitor just to isolate a particular color. A handy way to use this would be to teach yourself color mixing and isolate a spot there. There's that bright yellow, and you can put a piece of card next to it. Then get your brush and start mixing that color. And let's say just a bit of yellow and cerulean there. Place the loose piece of card next to it and just put your color down. Compare the two, and you can see we still need to warm that up a little, adjust the value a little lighter, a little warmer. Move this card over here. Let's compare the next spot. We're getting closer, still a bit warmer, touch lighter. Try it again. And that's probably close enough. So you've worked out that particular color, and then you can apply that to your canvas. Once you're finished with that, you may want to keep these. You may even want to make a note next to it of the recipe, what colors you used. As you learn your color mixing, you'll stop going to such details, but for more unusual colors, this could be an interesting way to isolate a color and learn how to mix it very quickly. So that's a quick color spotter that you can use with scraps. Now, unfortunately, mixing color from a photograph has its problems. Photographs don't have accurate color. Now, a real professional tip, especially for the plein air painters, is to take a plein air study they've done and then cover it with cling wrap, right? Plastic cling wrap. And then this plein air study will be used as the reference for a larger painting. And of course, you can test out your colors on the cling wrap itself. So I can put the color spot on there and compare and see that looks pretty close. And you can move around and test the colors. And if you squint a little and you can't see the color, it seems to merge in, you know you've got it pretty darn accurate, and you can repeat that. Another way to do this would be to get a clear envelope like this. You can put in the reference if it's small enough, or simply place it on top and work on the same principle as well. Match up the color, mix it a bit up, try different things, and get an accurate color representation. Just take that off, easy to wipe clean, and you haven't messed up your plein air study. So that's a very effective way to learn how to mix and test your colors. Well, I hope these few tips are helpful to you, and you might want to incorporate a couple of them into your own learning process. If you do that, you will become familiar with color mixing a lot quicker and start seeing color accurately, and that is the most important thing. All right, make sure you've subscribed to this channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. And don't forget your free painting course up here. Check it out. I recommend that you start there, and there's lots more good things coming your way when you join one of my painting courses. I can promise you that. Well, until next time, have a great painting weekend, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.